Oh, the best story is about. Are you recording? It's the I got a lot of Mrs. Marsalis stories. Wynton Fidelfio's mother. Because I used to get to talk to her. Did I put that on the last video? Yeah, I used to get, over 5 years, I had some very deep conversations with Mrs. Marsalis, and she's the only one that ever knew that I'm a Taínos Indian. And she promised, she said, your secret's safe with me, Michael. Yeah, we had a very huge conversation because she wanted to know why I gave Jason, her youngest son, all his pennies when he was 8 years old. And that's called the Jason Marsalis penny story. We should record that because it's a really funny story about the Marsalises and Jason and Mrs. Marsalis. But while we were setting this whole channel up, and I was getting ready to set it up, there was one story with Wynton where I was in the cab with Wynton and he was berating my saxophone playing, and I told him, I looked at his eyes and I said, I had been broken down. I was his assistant, and Wynton broke you. He's a harsh taskmaster, that one. I saw him build Jazz Lincoln Center. And he was putting me down. And finally I just said, wait, are you saying I shouldn't play music? And he stopped and he broke his whole profile, and because he knew I was at my most vulnerable. And he said, nah, man, we need as many people out here playing as possible. I'll never forget him saying that. And then he started to tell me what I needed to do as far as music was concerned. But he started talking like his mother would talk to me, Mrs. Marsalis. And that took, Mrs. Marsalis imprinted herself something on my mind, my spirit, my heart, my soul. I considered her my third mother and my Jedi master, Mrs. Marsalis. And so he started talking to me like his mother, and I was tripping. And he told me what I had to do in music if I wanted to get my stuff together. And I was like, I just listened to him. I could have been sitting right next here. It could have been Mrs. Marsalis. I mean, he sounded just like his mother. And then when Mrs. Marsalis talks, I'd be like, because she was like your guiding light, And after he told me that, all I could say to Wynton was, thank you, Wynton. Because we were going to buy toys for his sons, Wynton Jr. and Simeon. Christmas was coming. And then after he told me, I said, I'm going to do exactly what you said. Thank you very much, Wynton. And we went to get the toys, and we had fun buying those toys. You ever hang out with Wynton? Wynton's a funny guy. He's like got a puckish quality about it. When he's serious doing business and playing his horn, but then he loves to have fun. So we went and bought the toys, and then we went back to his house, and he let me go for the evening, because usually when I was working for, I had to stay at the house. And I went back, and the first thing I did, what he had told me, was to learn the history of the music that you're playing. And I play saxophone. You need to understand Sidney Bechet. You must understand Sidney Bechet. And then everything that comes after Sidney Bechet. When you do that, then you play whatever you want to play. And I went, after he let me go, I took a cab. He lived on the Lower East Side. And I took a cab back to my loft in Brooklyn. And I stopped at the record store and I bought my first 3 Sidney Bechet albums. And I started learning that. Totally messed me up, because if you understand Sidney Bechet, then you understand what John Coltrane is doing, or Sonny Rollins is doing, or Charlie Parker. You see things from a really different perspective when you understand. So I was like, where did Sidney Bechet get that from? And I started studying the whole history of American music, Negro spirituals, when they were building the railroads with the slaves, prison songs, and I said the church songs, and I started studying that, and that moment changed my life. So when John Coltrane had told Wayne Shorter asked John Coltrane, well, what are you thinking of? And John Coltrane told him, I'm trying to go back and forward at the same time. That's what he meant. You have to take the old stuff and then apply the other shit to it. And that's what root progression does, because you're dealing with advanced harmonies. But if you can learn the soulful old stuff and then put those advanced harmonies on it, then you will reach people like when we do our parties in the streets. That was a long one, sorry.